Listen to what she says.
Well, the media wants to divide us, and one of the main reasons is because when we are divided, they are better off. They are whiny, petulant, malcontented divas, and that is never more apparent than the fit that NBC pitched when the anchors were asked to work with somebody that they did not agree with.
She ain't lying.
Here's the story. NBC News hired former head of the Republican National Committee, Ronna McDaniel, to be a talking head on the network. NBC, you probably know this, is an illiberal extension of the Biden administration. And McDaniels is obviously a Republican.
Yep.
So the network executives probably thought that she could bring a balanced viewpoint to their airwaves. But then all major marquee NBC talent pitched an absolute tissy fit because they do not want balance at all.
Did you say tissy fit?
Hissy fit, sorry.
Okay. So this is exactly what I'm talking about. None of this foolishness will happen in my administration. How can you represent half of this goddamn country? How? And when I say, and when I have been saying for the past 2.5, maybe 3 years now, since I started this channel, which I think was in February of 2021, I think. Or maybe 2020 before I moved here. You can't be the president if the only people you're representing is the left. You can't be the president if the only people you're representing is the right. We can't have a justice system when you have an imbalanced United States Supreme Court, which is why all of them are going. They've all broken the law. So my Attorney General office is removing them, and they're going to be replaced, even if it's for an interim with an interim United States Supreme Court board. You cannot. When I saw this lady that she was going to be on here, and they said Chuck Todd went off on her, my thoughts were the exact same thing as Natalie's. And then I think Don Lemon did the same thing. He did the review, and his point of view basically was, you cannot represent half the country, because guess who wins? Capitalists, not her, not me, not you. Capitalists win. So stop thinking that my running for president of the United States this year in the general election, I don't care about the primaries, because the primaries are to pick one Republican and one Democrat. But if you're tired of that, and I'm told there's 90 million people, not by my polls, but the polls that I've watched on the credible news reports. But this is what they're saying. It's split. 80 million for Biden, 80 million for Trump, 90 million undecided, unregistered some, unhappy, all 90 million of us are unhappy. We don't want JFK or JRK or whatever his name is with his partisan foolishness. I don't have time. I don't. Unless there is a state prosecution. When I'm president, all of that's gone. Prosecuting Trump, out. Prosecuting Biden, out. Prosecuting his son, gone. We need our attorney general to be dealing with the dangers that's facing our country. These people have taken us for granted, Republicans and Democrats, for so long. They actually think that we're still falling for it. And it took the younger generation and the older generation, people my age in the 50s and up, because people that's, in their 30s and 40s, they in la la land. And that's the people that or vote or left or right. The rest of us are discontented, and we should be. We should be discontented. Just like YouTube keeps censoring my channel. They used to cut me off before they realized, oh, yeah, she's really registered to run. She's not playing games. No, I'm not playing any games. And I'm preparing my stuff, and I will be out there. It's coming out. It's coming out. April all the way through October. You're going to see me. You're going to see my plan. I implore you. I want you to vote for me, even if I don't make it to your state, to fill out the a petition, enough of the petition to get my name on the ballot in your state. You will have heard my name. You will have. And you will have another choice. So let the elites and the capitalists stay in their column where they always stay. You have to do something different. And I'm just like you people out there. Yeah, I'm just like Biden, and I'm just like Trump, and I'm just like the Clintons and the Bushes and the Carter and Obama. They all had advisors. They didn't go in there with the knowledge in their head. They all had advisors whose job it was to do the studies, run the test, do the assessments, and then the president, along with other staff, makes a decision for this country. And this country is first. This country is first. Because if we don't do something, we are heading for a war. You cannot let 100 million people into this country. There's not 100 million jobs. There's not 100 million apartments. There's not 100 million places to live. There's not 100 million dollars for resources to take care of an additional 100 million. The reason we could take care of the 350 something million, they say 340, but that's just people who are voting. You got disabled and you got children. So we're really about 350 million people in this country. If you add another 100 million onto that with no provisions, our sewer systems are going to deteriorate faster than they already are. Our buildings are going to get torn down faster than they already are. I got an animal family living above me. They're used to living in bricks, and all they do is stomp and bang and bang and stomp. It doesn't bother me because at nighttime they don't do it. But this building is older than me. I was born in 1967, and this building was already standing. You can't jump in this building like that. And it ain't just a child, because they love to say, oh, it's just a child. No, I know the heaviness of the body from the child between the two adults. But they're used to living in stones. This is not stones. This is brick and mortar. And then the little walls that they put up in between. It doesn't have the filling because we don't live in one of those harsh climates where you need to put the filling inside the wall to stop the heat and the cold from coming in. If you do that, you'd make us sick because they have heat pumped into it. So you can't have the heat pumped in and no way for it to escape and go out other than opening windows. But this is the type of people that are in this country. Congressman the other day, he trying to pass the bill at the subcommittees, financial subcommittees for the next 2 years, and he's trying to get DACA kids to be citizens. Shortcuts, so everybody could be citizens. Everybody can't be a citizen of this country. And stop saying people are racist when they say it. I'm not racist. I don't have a racist bone in my body. And if I did, I'd tell you to your face. But I don't. Everybody from around the world cannot live in North America. We can't handle it. But I do have a plan. I've told a few people. I do have a plan for the people that are coming here, but it does not include you staying in America. It doesn't. Some of you will probably be able to stay if you're in here, especially if you're paying me my taxes. But the majority of y'all gonna have to leave. because we need Americans in those places and in those spaces that you have come and filled up for the capitalists. See, the capitalists don't live in America. They just control the industries, insurance industry, banking industry, housing industry, music industry, clothing industry, any industry that's an industry, it's controlled. Food industry, it is controlled by about 500 rich capitalists all around the world. Oil industry, everything. Legislation. See, they got their hand on it with a lobbyist. And if you don't hire someone like me, that's a regular American, to take their hand off the button, because forget about war, there's not going to be any wars. I promise you, when I'm president, there's not going to be a war. Men like to have wars, and they make excuses to have wars. You got an American as a hostage? When I'm president, you're going to have a problem. And see, this is why in my other video, I said I have to release people from prison because we need those bodies. Now, I don't mean the ones that's still inclined to commit crimes, but we need those bodies. We need people on farms. We need people in industries. We need Americans out, and we need Americans working. And that's why everybody is getting that $1,776 every single week. Unless there's a fifth week, you won't get it that week. And $700 of that every month must go into an account. You're not even going to get it. It's going to be saved so that you have a little nest egg at the end of my administration after 3 years. But I need you people out of prison, and I need you in these jobs, and I need you working. So that why? Because workers create taxes, and that's what runs our system. That's what runs our democracy. But we're not going to do it by not doing it together. I think there's enough Republicans and Democrats that realize that now. Hopefully, I will see you out there. Have a good day. And stop falling for the Democrat and the Republican and the black against this and the black that. Yes, I'm going to do a one-time reparation bill. It's past due for this government, but everybody doesn't qualify, and you don't qualify just because you're black. It's based on lineage, whatever your lineage is. Have a good day.